Hello and welcome back to Factorio 0.15, Bobs and Angels, the city blocks of doom. Let's see, 4 and 5. Let's go down here. This should line up perfectly. This is 3. This should line up perfectly with this one. Please line up perfectly. Yes. So our city blocks will be this big. That's pretty much like the size, half of our base size right now. There will be some rebuilding that will be needed quite soon because this is gonna take up so much room. It's gonna be insane, but it's going to be very, very interesting. I'm very curious to see how this works out, basically. Let's see here. We're gonna need to remove a ton of trees up here to make room for the train highway that this is. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then this should line up pretty well with... let's not do that. Let's do this. This should line up with that. Pretty good, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good. I'm kind of probably making sure one too many times that it lines up and stuff, but I don't know. I just want this to properly work out so I don't have to redo this some other time. Let's get a blueprint of this. This should line up exactly there, right? So let's start constructing with bots, please. And then, I mean, we start that exactly here, and then we go there. What happened now? There we go. I personally think that this lines up a little bit too good. This looks really good. Now, we're gonna have a 4-track wide thing. Whoops. So this is basically how it's gonna be. And this, no, that's definitely not what I wanted. This switch should line up like that. Good. Signal wise, well, we don't have many signals. We're gonna have to do that later. See, we are not going to be able to clear these because we're basically out of nanobots right now. But we should be able to make another switch right here. And power distribution should line up with this. And it should be placed in the middle here. So I mean it should line up really, really well. And we also want lights in here. Cool. Let's get this train track further south. We need to get more bots anyway. And more train tracks. This is going to be way easier once we have this blueprinted. Way, way, way easier. Why don't we have any lights here? That's a really good question. We should have lights everywhere. Lights need to be part of the blueprint. Unfortunately, we don't have the resources to get lights all the way, which sucks. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now this, it looks wrong, but there is a gap. The gap is the same, but it looks wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it lines up like that. And I need to sneeze. Apparently, I sneeze more when I record videos than when I don't. I rarely sneeze, but recording, I sneeze all the time. Maybe all the time is a slight exaggeration. But this is what our city blocks will look like. This will be the corner for now, and we'll see. We can probably fit maybe 5 here, maybe 5. And maybe the same here. So that's 25 city blocks. It's not that much. It's not that much. Well, whatever. Let's see here what we can accomplish. Just want to get rid of some of this wood here and just finish this up. Hopefully we can pull the rail a little bit further. Yes, we can. And then we should be able to put a switch that lines up perfectly with this. Good. I mean, that should line up perfectly with this. Yes. I think that's just really, really, it works out better than I thought it would. Let's just see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, right. That's not gonna be a thing here. Yeah. Let's go back to the base. Let's take the car. We need more things to... whoops. I need to watch out where I drive. I say, and ruin more power poles. Fuck. That started constructing, didn't it? Research. Go. Lead processing. No, that sounds boring. Reinforced concrete. That sounds boring. Nanobot speed. That sounds more useful. Let's grab rail. We probably need a ton of these. And we need to make a ton of rail signals. We have bricks, but it's the bots that we need mainly. Termite bots. And let's grab construction bots too. And our inventory is pretty much full again. Maybe it has been a mistake to build the city blocks so close to the base. That could definitely be a thing. We will see what happens. I don't want to run into any power poles. The train still has 25,000 coal in it, so that's good. Unfortunately, with this setup, we are not going to have a buffer. So when the train needs to go and get more, there's going to be a huge time where we'll just not get any coal from that. That's a stupid way of doing it, if I'm going to be completely honest. Let's make another switch, and it should be placed there. I think this should line up a little bit better, like that. That's good, yes. And then we should just do this. It's mostly for looks and figuring this out easier. Doesn't really have a purpose that much. I can run a little bit faster on it too. Unfortunately, I don't think we're gonna have quite enough to go around all the way. Let's put some more of these. And then we should have one maybe there, and then the last one should line up perfectly here. And it does. I did not pick up any circuits though, which means that we won't get any more lights. It's a very sad day for me. Now, it will be very curious and very interesting to see if we can get another switch that lines up with this. There we go. The rail should at least be here. And it should line up with this. So that shouldn't be any weird stuff. This switch here. I think that lines up pretty much perfectly. Pretty much perfectly. And that pretty much means that we can do this now. I should be able to take this blueprint right here and do that. And then take this blueprint again, like that, except with the thing, like this. Then I should be able to do that, right? Now we're just thinking about maybe not thinking, but we are this is a automation revolution. I mean, this should line up perfectly like this. No. Does that even line up? I guess it does. Yeah. And then the last one up here. That is fantastic. Can also put actually we can't. Well, whatever. I think this is gonna work decently. Let's see. Chain signal in. And then train signal out. I'm a bit curious here. I think chain signal in, then train signal out. Because this one should show this one, and if this one is red, both of these should pick this route, I guess. It's not really more weird than that. And here, chain signal in, then train signal out. And just the same on the other side. It's nothing special here, really. and then train signal out. The question is, if we have train here, yeah, we can probably, let's have a train signal or a rail signal there. Whoops. There we go. There we go. Should also have a I think a rail signal here. Then chain signal in, chain signal in. Chain signal in. And then we're not gonna turn here, so let's remove this. Then rail signal out, chain in, rail out. And then we should have some more signals in here in the form of rail signals, right? I think we should only have, because we are going to have quite long trains, I think rail signals here. That's going to leave quite a lot of room. We're going to be able to have 4 trains on this track on each side. That's good. We shouldn't over signal. I think that's this is quite good. Quite good. Now, one thing that I'm wondering is if we do this, and if I get, say, this part to this part, will this line up with this? It will. That lines up really beautifully. Really beautifully. That's good stuff. So, what if I do this? I want to have all the signals. All the standard signals anyway. I don't want that piece. I don't want that piece. They're not lined up properly. They're not lined up properly. So chain, rail. These line up properly. The second one. Stuff like that can bother me, and it's going to be annoying in the long run. And these line up. Good. So if I want to take, say this. I probably don't want these pieces. Don't think I want the end pieces, actually. Don't want this. Don't want that. Don't want this, and I don't want that. The signaling is not going to be the same, is it? Okay, whatever. It's going to be the same soon, but the sides are going to be a little bit different. That's fine. And that's the only area where we will have I didn't signal up here, or did I? I signaled everything there. And then up here we did like this. Oops. There we go. Then rail signal out, chain signal in. Rail signal, chain signal in. And rail signal out. Why is that even a thing? There we go. Let's cut down some wood. And this seems to line up pretty well. Good. Chain signal in, rail signal out. This should line up properly. Good stuff. And this is now good. Okay, we are getting close to having our first city block done. Where did the blueprint go for this? Chain signal in, rail signal out. Makes perfect sense. And it's the same over here. And this lines up perfectly with this. Now, I want to take a blueprint of... I want to have some help aligning this. This is not a bad idea. Because that's actually gonna fit. This shouldn't be any weird issues or anything. This should just work properly. And then that's that. Fantastic. We are almost done with our first city block. This will be called, the first one we're going to do is sapphirite ore sorting. Sapphirite sorting out. And this up here will be sapphirite sorting in. Good stuff. And that means that we have a whole really large area to play with regarding this. Now the process will get more complex and require more space, so I don't think this is a bad idea. I think that's going to work very well. So the question is, how can I make this into a nice looking, really well working blueprint? I think we need to start another blueprint book, and I'm gonna call this City Block Blueprints. I want a new blueprint and I want to put it in here. So, to make more of these, I think we are going to need something like this. I want to include tiles. I don't want this, however. But I mean, this should line up perfectly fine, right? That should not be any issues. Now we just need to make that a reality and kill all the trees. And we'll see how it looks, how it works, the blueprint, and see what happens. I think I will prepare this off screen, because this is probably gonna take a little bit of time at least. I don't usually do off-screen stuff, but just making this thing is a bit time-consuming, I would say. Running around with this and just killing trees, it's not really in any way interesting. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next episode, where I hopefully will have a couple of blocks finished. Thanks for watching, and have a nice day.